to the cloud.
So hi everyone, I decided tonight to do a pretty easy project recipe.
Oh, so speak into your microphone thingy, sorry.
Can you hear me?
There we go, that's better.
Okay. So we're doing the project recipe for You Got This. And one thing I do when we have all the project recipes is I go through and I figure out how many photos actually fit on this layout, and I write it up in the upper right hand corner of the paper, so then I file them by that. So if I'm looking for a project recipe for a specific number of photos, I can know what it is that they have. This one has 5 photos each page, so there's 10 photos. I don't know if you can tell here, but this is 2 photos. They look like they might be one, and the same thing here because they've matched up their background pretty well, but they are both individual 3x3 photos. So this layout originally was designed using 5 sheets of paper, 1 piece of white cardstock, and then 4 pieces of double-sided paper. However, when I was working my way through it, I realized that papers,
And I turned it.
okay, so papers 4 and 5, you can actually just use 1 sheet of paper and take care of everything. So what they did was they took a 6-inch strip, placed a 3-inch on top of it, and so you cover up 3 inches of these 6-inch strips. So instead of what I did was I got rid of paper 5, and we're going to cut paper 4 with all 3-inch strips. So there'll be 4 3-inch strips here. So that's what we're going to do with this. And we're going to end up basically welding the 4 3-inch strips together. I don't know what happened there. Okay. So what you need is 1 sheet of white cardstock. And for the most part, you're using this for welding. So if you just have some scraps of white cardstock, that'll work. And then 3 sheets of double-sided designer paper that coordinate. And if you have the tag punch, this is a great one to use it on. This is the new 3-in-1 bevel tag punch. And if you don't have it, it's kind of neat because there we go. You can see that there's a split here, and that's for a 1-inch strip that goes in. There's another level here, and you can put it in for a 2-inch strip. There's another level that's 2.5 inch, and you can actually fit a 3-inch strip in here. And all of them, you'll cut out this notch in the center. And as you have a wider and wider tag that you're punching, you're going to add each of these little ledges on the outside. So it's kind of a 3-in-1 nifty punch. So if you have that, that is one of the things that we do on this page. So basically what you're going to want is we're going to be cutting our first sheet of designer paper. We're going to cut these 2 3-inch strips, which they're going to go somewhere on rows, horizontal rows on your page. You're going to cut the second sheet with some 3-inch strips, same thing. And then the paper number 4, you're going to cut 4 of them. So that one should be like your favorite one that you're going to want to see both sides as your rows. So when you're picking your paper, pick one that you want to see both sides of your paper. So I hope that all made sense. So I did it with the sunflower NSD paper, and you can see here, I used the same side, the sunflower and the yellow, which are back, front and back, and then these other 2 were the other sheets of paper. So the cutting is pretty easy and pretty self-explanatory. If you have a directional paper, you probably want to pay attention to how you're cutting it, because you're going to end up putting these 3-inch strips like this on the paper. So if you have something that's directional, be sure you pay attention to the direction that you're cutting it. So paper number 1, the cutting guide says 3 inches. And then another 3 inches. And then there's a photo mat that's 4 by 6. So we're going to cut the next strip as 4. And then 2 6-inch. And then the 2-inch strip that's left, we're going to cut in 6-inch. So you've got the 3-inch, another 3-inch, a 4-inch, left with 2. And you're cutting your 4-inch strip into 2 pieces of 6 and your 2-inch strip into 2 pieces of 6. And you're going to do the exact same thing for paper number 2.
Well, that's handy.
Yeah, it's not too hard. I'm gonna lower this just a little bit. So what papers are people using?
What was mine called here? Hang on. I have, believe it or not, the 2018 National Scrapbook Day Designer Paper Pack.
Ooh,
Oh, okay.
I'm using natural disposition.
Ooh, that'll be pretty. Eleanor's got birthday, I think.
I just have random birthday stuff.
Birthday. What do you have, Deanna?
vitamins.
Vitamin C?
Yeah.
Is my sound wonky again?
No, it's Deanna's.
Oh,
Fine.
okay. Okay.
For a moment and cut the 3-inch strips for number 4. Because I just thought that it was really a waste to use a whole extra sheet of paper when we didn't really need to.
Cheryl, did you just cut just 4 3-inch strips?
I
Yeah,
did. I
tape-
cut 4
Sorry,
3-inch
yep.
strips out of paper number 4.
Okay, thank you.
Well, what happened to 3?
I skipped it because I
Skipped
said
it.
I was going to just come back to the white card stuff.
Okay, I'm struggling hearing what you're saying. Okay,
Sorry.
no, it's okay.
Is it me?
Your
I-
microphone is volume.
It's-
Yeah.
the volume's a little weird. It's going up and down. I am typing in the chat if anybody wants to look
Hey.
at that. Ari's going as fast as me tonight.
What's going on, people?
Okay, I just changed my microphone settings. Hopefully that'll help. Is that any
Yay.
better?
Yay, it
We can
It
did.
hear
does sound better. It does
Okay.
sound better, yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So, all Are we good? Papers 1 and 2 were the same, 2 3-inch strips, a 4-inch, a 2-inch, and you cut the 4 and the 2 in half. Paper number 2 is the same. Paper number 4, which is your last designer sheet, you're going to cut 4 3-inch strips.
I'm still getting there.
Okay. The piece of cardstock, you need 2 2-inch strips, and then you're going to need 8 1-inch strips. And you're using all those, actually, that's not true. You need 6 1-inch strips. 6 1-inch strips for all that welding. So 2-inch and a 2-inch. And then a bunch of 1-inch strips.
So you need 2 2-inch strips.
2 2-inch strips.
Okay.
And then 6 welding strips. And those 1 inch is adequate, but if you have scraps that you want to use, that's fine too. Welding strips are not a precise and exact thing.
I'm sorry, how many welding strips again?
6.
Six.
6 welding strips. And you're almost done with your trimmer. With your 2-inch strips, you're going to just trim a little bit off of them. The recommendation was to make them 11.5 inches long. So you're going to just trim off 1/2 inch on them. They're not going to quite span the whole width of your page. So you can measure it to be 11.5 inches. You can measure just 1/2 inch off.
Sorry, paper number 4, you cut it into 3 4-inch? Just to make
4
sure.
3-inch. Cut the whole thing into 3-inch pieces.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Yep. And then you're done with your trimmer. So I'm going to put out everything that I have here. And then it's assemble and you're almost done. How are we doing?
Good.
Can you guys hear me okay again?
Yes.
Awesome. Excellent.
I'm just finishing up my welding strips, but I have everything else cut.
Excellent. How you doing, Deanna?
Doing my 4 3-inch strips.
Awesome. Eleanor, you good?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't have my little punches, so I'm winging it.
Okay. So what's happening with the punch is that we're taking the 2 smaller pieces from our first 2 sheets of paper and you're just making a nice edge. So with this, you've got it here. You've also got it on your 11.5 inch long strip here. So if you don't have this punch, you can use the corner rounder. You could put a border sticker or some kind of sticker or edging on it. You could fancy up the edge with your trimmer with one of the decorative blades, you could use a different punch. So many options. It just gives you a little bit of contrast here and looks kind of nice layering the two on top of each other. So
I
if you
actually
don't-
have,
Okay.
Cheryl, I actually have the old Creative Memories old tag punch.
Yeah,
Oh,
that would work.
oh, so Kari, is there a way to stick the end in? Not really.
No, because it'll be upside down. The ingrade would be the wrong way.
Gonna cut it.
It'll cut it too
Um,
short.
Yeah, if you put it in there. Can
But
you
if
show your page again, Kari?
Yes.
Your, cause will the tag be under the paper? So if she cut the tag with the tag punch,
The tag
And
is
then,
here.
and then have the other end sticking out the other end.
yeah.
That's fine.
So, those two pieces of paper that you have on the top are the thickness of what you cut, right? Is that the
Right.
2-inch one?
Yes.
Is that the 2-inch strip?
They are
Uh,
2-inch strips.
Not sure how wide that punch is.
Mm,
So I think if you could use that punch, Pat, and then just trim your remaining piece of paper and make it the same size, so it's sticking out, and when it's underneath the thing, it'll,
It won't matter.
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So long as the width is the same.
Yep.
Well, that's the cool thing about this new punch, is that you can make your tags as long as you want. And
Right.
I use that punch all the time for making titles. So
Nice.
I'll make a title bar as long as whatever I want to say is, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then
So
a
I'm
lot
gonna
of
go
times
ahead and cut. I'm gonna go ahead and use my tag punch on my 2-inch strips. Okay. So it's
So
very nice.
there's a total of 6 2-inch strips, correct?
Correct. There are 2 from the white cardstock. There's 2 from your paper 1 and 2 from your paper 2.
Okay.
Oh,
And then you're done with your punch. So I'm going to set my tags and my photo mats aside while I figure out what I want to do and how I want to do my page and how I want to line up these strips. So I need to make certain I have one set for my right page, one set for my left page. So you're going to use one strip from your paper 1, one strip from paper 2, and 2 from your paper 4. And then you're just going to want to take a look at them all and decide what order you want to have them laying. On your paper.
What's on the back of that bottom one? Oop, now it's the third. Oop, not that one, the third one. That's pretty. Ooh.
so Kari, they're supposed to match across the 2 pages, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you're going to just end up having the match. And for the most part, you're only gonna see some of the top and some of the bottom. The two in the middle, you're not gonna see a ton of if you cover them up with all the photos.
Okay,
So the ones that you like the best, I guess you might say, you might want to put on your top and on your bottom.
thank you. That was good information.
So we're going to end up welding these pieces together. And if you haven't done the welding before, what you're going to do is going to be turning these over and using adhesive. Repositionable is ideal because in case you line it up in the wrong spot, you can move it around. But you're going to use this strip of white cardstock to allow you to weld the two pieces of paper together. So we're gonna
We apply it as well.
say again.
Can you just directly apply it to the page as well? If you're
You
using-
can apply it either way. You can apply it to the page or you can apply it to the white strip. I tend to do the paper that's going to be my page. And depending on if you can, I don't know if you can do that, but I tried to have my adhesive on both pieces. So right now, even though they're not stuck together, they're kind of going together as a unit. And then I'll put my welding strip on top of that. I'm gonna be daring and using some regular adhesive here. So when I apply my adhesive, if I apply it a little on both sheets, you might be able to see this one better in the camera, sort of.
Yeah,
So you can see that it's already kind of together before I even put my welding strip down. And there's your one sheet, and then you're gonna just do your second sheet just like it. So how are they coming?
I'm on my first weld.
Awesome. How about anybody else? Everybody welding okay?
I'm starting.
I
Good.
started with welding because I did the other stuff, so I'm embellishing.
Wow, you are like already do embellishing.
Well, I don't know how many like mats I really need,
Right.
so I'm skipping over that, but it's really, what's happening over here is really cute, so that's what
All
matters.
right. That's what matters, right?
Very cute. I'm using what I have because I didn't bring everything. But only checked 2 bags.
So then we're basically laying out your tags. And I think, Cheryl, we can pause it while people are kind of catching up. And then we can kind of come back for the rest of the assembly. So now with the layout, you're going to take your strips and adhere them. So you've got the two 2-inch strips up at the top left-hand corner and the same 2 down in the lower right-hand corner. And then your long strips are here in your middle. And then they have your photo mats laid out like this. And I don't know if when I was talking about this near the beginning of the recording that you could actually hear this, but they have 2 3x3-inch square photos on the original design for the layout here. They put them touching each other, but you could spread them apart, but you could also put one single 6x3-inch photo here. So, and also the same thing on the right-hand page. So depending on what photos you have, you can do that. You've also got this split spot down here for a 4x3, and then 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. And you've got 2 types for those, for vertical and horizontal. And they've left some space for some journaling, some titles, whatever you might need. You can kind of see what they've done here. Some of that white cardstock, you can have some spots for journaling. They put a nice cluster here of embellishments. And so I think now I'm going to work on my photos and getting some of that set up. So we'll pause the recording until we're closer to the end and I have this one done. Okay, so I've trimmed all my photos, put them in, did some embellishing. Then I go back and put some journaling in here, just a little bit. And I had made this recently to put on one of my SeaWorld layouts. It might go there. I'm not sure. I'll have to decide. But I hope you liked the layout tonight. I hope you liked seeing the tag punch. And if you join us over the weekend for the virtual crop and just some crop time, I'll be showing you a few other things you can do with the tag punch. So I look forward to seeing some of you on Friday evening and Saturday afternoon. And thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kari.
You.